Ground control to week's end. Ground control to week's end. It's been a long weekend. I need to just relax. Hey, Ryan Boyles. Welcome
Well,
to week's end. Wait, you are Ryan Boyles, are you not? Or are you the plague doctor coming to tell me it's over? I'm not sure if that's
it
you
is
or not.
Ryan. All right. Awesome.
Oh,
I
oh, thank
cannot
God.
breathe. I cannot breathe
I'm
in
so
the
worried.
plague doctor mask. It's a problem. It may give you the plague. I'm not sure. So
So it.
it's not
I get it
actual.
now.
I thought it was a bargain price. I didn't realize it wasn't real leather, so I don't think it actually protects me from any
Okay,
plague.
but here's the deal. If I'm leaving my Armstrong hoodie on, you have to leave the cape on. I'm
Oh,
sorry, that's week's end rules.
I'm
That's how it
definitely
works
leaving it
here.
on. Yeah, it's this is. I'm not taking this cape off until next week sometime. We'll see.
Nice. I like that.
Um,
Well, and by the way, you may need, if the apocalypse hits on Tuesday, you may need it. So, yeah,
I'd also like to know what we're going to name the official Ghost Isle of mascot of Week's End show.
I
So
think we should call it, I don't know, we should give it some stupid name like Barbituate or something. I don't
yeah,
know.
I like it. I like it. Well, you know what? Owls,
Acetaminophen.
owls are majestic and resilient animals, but
Ooh.
barbiturates might be their kryptonite. I'm not sure.
I don't know. I have no
Um,
idea why that came to mind. I'd like to just apologize to anybody that had to hear that.
so one problem that I've had though, Graham, is speaking of the mask. I've got something that I need some medical advice
Oh, thank God I could see your hand. I was like, what the hell?
from someone. I got this lesion on my finger.
It looks a little weird.
I don't know if you saw the photo, but I had the photo where this was my full garb, getting in the mood with my spooky crystal skull,
I like it.
and I cut my finger somehow. And when I imbibed the potion, this I, something's happening, folks.
Can I
I
just
don't.
point out to all of our week's enders what a bonkers costume this is? Because it looks like you went to one, two, three, four, five different stores. You went to like the dollar store and bought an owl. You
Right.
went to Hot Topic and bought a mask and a crystal skull. Then you went to Party City and bought a hat. And then you just like fell down, had a stroke, got up, and was like, "I know what my costume is." I love it. It's just bonkers, dude. It's
Well,
fantastic.
the crystal skull is actually vodka, an empty vodka bottle from Dan Aykroyd's Crystal
Of course
Skull
it
vodka.
is. Of course it is.
Shameless plug. If Dan, if you're listening, we love you. Um, but here's the thing. This is where I got the inspiration. We were trying to come up with some wacky Halloween decor around the house, and I just got nutty one. I did get kind of in a lucid, weird state one night
Uh
this
huh.
week, and just started like putting pumpkins all around this little table in our foyer, and I started to call it the dark altar of gourds. And I
Is
put a
this
bunch of
in? Is this in the foyer that? Which
yeah,
you have seven foyer, so I don't know which one this is. Is
this
this
is
near
in
the conservatory or
the
near the?
grand foyer
Oh, the grand. Okay,
before you get to the solarium,
of
and
course.
so I put the lights in the bottles, and then we had these creepy owls, which I have no idea where they came from. They just showed up at our house one day,
Of course,
um,
as one does.
as one does, and then we inexplicably have this weird kind of watercolor painting of just a nondescript pumpkin that I just decided that we should be worshiping this altar of gourds. It just made sense to me.
What
And then I put on the hat and the mask, and it just completed the whole vibe. So
what
I
is
don't think we're
happening
going to
down
have
there?
any trick or treaters, not because of COVID, but because no one is coming near this whole setup.
So you mentioned gourds. I'm gonna put something in the chat here. Let me go ahead and send this to you because I'm gonna put it in the chat for this session here we've got going on. Why don't you go ahead and show people that real quick while we're talking about gourds? Because when it comes to Halloween, folks, and this whole season, you got it's got to be safety first, right? So Ryan was mentioning his altar of gourds. I want you to see what I do when I buy a gourd. So Ryan will bring this up in just a second, but I learned about a new thing called swan gourds. My incredibly hardworking son has a job at our local garden store, and I went and learned about swan gourds, which was not a thing that I had ever heard of. And so, I don't always transport swan gourds, but when I do, I make sure they're buckled up for safety. So I just wanted to share that
This
with you,
looks
Ryan.
even creepier than any of my ghost gourds because when I squint my eyes, it starts to look like some kind of monster from our nightmare. This is like Lovecraftian horror here, I think, in
It's a
gourd
little
form.
disturbing. It's a little
It's a little
disturbing. All
disturbing.
right, you were going to talk about voting. Show us that. Show us that next
Let's talk
picture.
about voting because it's that time of the
It's the most wonderful time of the past 4 years
right.
when we're voting. And I don't have any more words, but that's a great shot of you
But
and
you know
your
what?
lady friend.
Here's the thing. We got stickers, which were nice. Those are always make you feel good. We also got shiny silver pins because safety first, right?
Yes.
So it was an added bonus this year. No, we did our civic duty. I think we've talked that to death on the show. We want everybody to do that. And the big day is coming up. We'll see what happens, folks.
Yep, I voted early. It was great. So this was really cool. So 50 years after the first, well, actually the 50th anniversary was last year, but sort of 51st. But still, this is really cool. There was a lot of stuff going on this week celebrating the birth of the hyperglobal meganet, the internets, if you will, and some really cool stuff. Show us what you got there, Rye Guy.
Well, I like the handwritten log note that shows like it's there in
Classic.
October 29th of 69. The message went from all of these were universities. It went from UCLA over to Stanford, and that was them proving that they could send a message over this new protocol. And it literally just says host to host, talk to SRI. There's some stuff I don't understand here, but this was the invention of the internet, folks, right? This is what became the internet from these university tests where they sent messages over a network.
Host to host on the West Coast, baby.
What? So you can thank
I'm assuming that's what they said when it worked.
You can thank our friends at these universities who are now apparently,
Jesus.
Whatever. We won't get into that. I did want to talk. So Marketing Brew, I liked this quote. They were kind of putting things in perspective to say that they didn't feel like we've been talking enough about this picture yet. And I agree because I don't know if everybody recalls early in the summer, but I don't know which step of the apocalypse was murder hornets. I forget, but
murder hornets, I think, was step 12.
Right.
Step 12.
Well, we found the hive, and we sent in the Colonial Marines with their pulse rifles and the drop jet, and
LV-426.
Yeah, LV-426.
Or whatever it is.
But they improved upon the protection by wearing apparently suits made of marshmallows.
So I looked at this image, and all I can think of is that if you were standing nearby, what you would hear is, "No, Jeff, stop! Look, see the hose goes in. No, yep. No, God damn it, just hold still, man. You know what? Forget it. Go get Amy. She knows how to do this. Like that's what it looks like is happening there. Like they're like trying to make it all work. And meanwhile, those murder hornets, they're flying backwards in those hoses. All three of them died. Did you know that? True story. Don't Google it. Just trust me. They all died.
Yep. Well, I saw they like safety pinned a tracking chip that was about this big to one of the hornets to track it back to the tree, and then they vacuumed them out into this. What I can only assume is this unit goes back to the firehouse, and they insert the spirits of the murder hornets into some kind of containment unit, right?
Correct. And then they sit around talking about Twinkies.
Well, good news, folks. The Stay Puffed engineers have saved us. This happened in Washington State, ladies and gentlemen.
Nobody steps on a church in my town.
All right. Let's talk about old video.
So this was really cool. first of all, this is the most Boston thing you'll see all day. Classic Dan Rather. But this is talking about the danger of video games and video game arcade cabinets and how they were overrunning the city of Boston and how they were everywhere, which was true. But this is just a pure joy to watch. So if you we'll go ahead and share this when we share out retweet the show link. But and Janine here, Joanne, she's got the best Boston accent. She talks about like the kind of stores. It's corner stores, but she actually says kind of store. And so it's really good. But what was really fun is I tweeted this out, and then a guy that happened to see it realized it's him in the video with his friend.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, and that was really, really cool. So great video. You've definitely got to watch it. If you are a video game arcade enthusiast, anything like that, you're going to get a kick out of this because it's like the video games are coming. Just fun stuff.
Even just watching Joanne silently, I feel like,
oh my God,
you can tell how
so
Boston
good.
this is.
So good.
I don't know. I long for these days. So we're going to keep it on video games for a second here, folks. We're going to try to play the sound on this. Tell me if it's coming through.
It's too loud.
Too loud. Wait for it, folks. Wait for it.
Wait for it. Wait for it. We're getting bigger and bigger. Coming up to the biggest.
Whoa.
So I saw this video and I was just dying with laughter because I did not expect that. I showed it to my kids, even they were laughing. I was like, "Oh my God, I'm cool. Hello, how do you do, fellow kids?" But the PS5, man, this thing is just ridiculously massive, and it looks like the heating plates aren't working, and it's actually buckling and bowing out and coming out. I mean, I'm gonna buy one.
That's just the alien technology. I mean, you got to get used to, like, it doesn't use the law of physics. I think there's some new elements at play here within this magical device that heretofore human eyes have not gazed upon. That's my understanding. So I think you have some proof of this. So we're gonna go straight to the records here, folks.
And so I was actually able to get some documents leaked that really prove why this thing has to be the size it is. And the reason for that is it has a base plate of prefabulated amulite. Now, this is surmounted by a malleable logarithmic casing in such a way that the two main spurving bearings, which are right inside on the end there, are in direct line with the panometric fan. So that is why this thing is so big. But why does it kind of glow from the inside out? Well, the reason for that is that the latter consists of simply of 6 hydrocoptic Marsal veins. And Marsal veins, as we all know, have a tendency to glow roughly purple. And they're fitted to the ambifacient lunar wane shaft, so that side fumbling is. Anyway, you can read on. If you scroll down a little bit more, actually included an image of the leaked document. And I want to recommend that you read this. So if you're considering buying a PlayStation 5 or a PS5, as the kids call it these days, make sure you read these technical features and standard ratings so that you know what you're getting yourself into, because it's a bit of a turbo encabulator, retro encabulator, depending on what you want to call it. But it's serious business, folks. Make sure stay educated.
It's fascinating stuff, but I have a problem now. The infection seemed to have jumped from one hand to the other. I don't know what's happening here.
Oh God, this is terrible. It reminds me of that.
It's worse than I thought.
It reminds me of that Tom Baker Doctor Who episode where he goes after the guy that's slowly turning into a bug, and the guy goes like this, and he like brings his hand up, and it's all green and turning into a bug, and you can clearly tell it's just spray painted bubble wrap. But anyway, what else you got for me? Okay, so
I think this was you this weekend, actually, with your sons exploring the Grand Canyon. What is this?
No, this is not the Grand Canyon, as much as this looks like something I would do with my children. So a good friend of mine, Gavin Morris, at G7 Morris on Twitter, definitely make sure you follow him. He's an interesting fellow. There's 2 things that we're doing. First of all, we're trying to fight off our pandemic boredom, anxiety, and sleeplessness. But also, we're trying to get Ubisoft to give us some freaking attention. Like, we just can't. We've been tweeting at these people for years, and we can't get them to pay attention. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. We have started playing with the in-game camera feature and within Ghost Recon Breakpoint, which is one of our favorite games that we play every Monday night. And we found the perfect cliff, the perfect vehicles, the perfect vantage point. And we spent, I think it was Wednesday night or something, just firing vehicles off this cliff and really practicing with the camera. And what we were, there you go. That's me driving and Gavin shooting in this round here. And so there's 2 points. First of all, this was a lot of fun. Second of all, I want to encourage people when you're playing open world concept video games, especially when you're playing with your friends, take a break from the story, take a break from the mission, take a break from the fighting. Just have some fun, get silly. We created a game called Truck Sumo. Look at this one. It looks like the lights are his bugged out eyes. But this, dude, that is the money shot. That is the one that we worked and worked. Now he is flying off the cliff. And what's fun about this is you can't tell if he's driving, flying, falling. So this has since become Gavin's header image on his Twitter account. But you know what? Just get out there and have some fun with these open world games and see if you can create games within the game. See if you can have a little fun with some of the features that they have that create these unintended consequences. And
I think this might be the new, isn't this the new Hummer super electric EV super truck with like the rail gun attachment? That I think that's what this is, right?
No, but it looks like it.
All right. This is awesome, by the way. I think that the point here, kids, is when you're in the VRs, you want to try to break things. I mean,
break it. Have fun.
You want to have fun, and life is short, folks. Okay, now I want to prepare you folks because it's that time of the show where we have Graeme's rant of
you know what? This is just a fat flaming load of fiery garbage, and this just pissed me off. So Cyberpunk 2077. Okay, look, creating these video games is very difficult. Anybody who's in product development, product marketing in any way, shape, or form knows that that is a very difficult thing. And I understand that this game has been delayed several times. And I understand that that can be frustrating for customers or people who maybe have done pre-orders or are waiting for a game they really want to play. I am waiting for this game. I'm excited about this game. But when the developers have to ask for basic human decency after receiving death threats, gamers, let me be very specific. Asshole male gamers, you need to check yourselves because this is just ridiculous. And there's no need for it. So just be cool. And would you rather have them put it out right now, or would you rather have them put it out when it's right? And in my opinion, they should wait till it's right. And if that means we have to wait a few more weeks to play a game, then we wait a few more weeks. But I mean, let's cut it with the death threats. Let's start being a more decent society. And it's not just about video games. It's about all the stuff that's going on. And wear your goddamn masks. All right, that's it. It's over.
Well put, sir.
Seriously.
And I just want to say one more thing. The too long didn't read version of that article is mean people suck. Mm-hmm. And come on. And as the team said, we're people just like you that's also doing amazing things with code, folks. And guess what? It's 2020, but code still requires stuff and things and people to do all of these amazing items. So my thing is, I am like you. I would rather get a better game so that you don't have like the 0-day patch that you have to wait 4 hours for it to download because they decided to get your money faster, right? I don't know.
I don't know. People just need to
chill.
Just chill. Everybody stop. Just relax. It's okay. You'll get your
one thing that I think could offer a moment of zen, perhaps, is while we're waiting for Cyberpunk 2077 to come out, is I would encourage you to go and try this pumpkin carving sim. Because if you're not into getting your hands dirty, or if when you try to make your favorite character like Jack Skellington, it looks like this, there's a game available that you can play on Linux, Mac, or Windows, and you can go and have your own pumpkin party. You can go to the pumpkin patch. And I just think it's a nice way that maybe you can invite some friends in there and have a good time and enjoy a drink from quarantine, and carve some pumpkins in the
Ryan,
VR.
will you be my pumpkin friend?
Yes, yes. And I will bring you a white carnation, and it will be magical.
I knew it.
I just think,
What's
let's get
next?
perspective, folks. I think the next thing is something that I think we're going to do this, but I think this company was
Oh
leading
my
the way
God.
on new glamour shots. These are amazing, folks. So we've
Oh,
got,
you know what? I'll show you which one's my favorite.
all right.
I'll show you
I'm
which
just
one's
going
my
to
favorite.
scroll through them really quick. We've got Lord of
These
the
are so
Rings.
much fun. Look at
Got
this.
the
This is great. This
Godfather
is
with
great. But I'll
Grumpy
show you
Cat.
which one is my favorite.
We've got this one. Yeah, I don't like that.
Actually, you know what, Ryan? There it is. That's my favorite. These
Yep.
would make great Zoom backgrounds.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That is my
Totally.
favorite.
And this is what this is what you do every day now. It's an important decision. What
What's
Zoom
that guy
background?
carrying?
I think
Thing, see
this
that weird
describes,
shield?
there was the tweet earlier this week that everybody said post the photo that describes your mental state. I think I've got to use this one.
That's a good one. That's a good one. A little bit of Ace
So
Ventura.
that's fun stuff.
Like
All
a
right,
glove.
let's talk about contest time.
Okay.
So it is that time of the week. It's that time of the month. It's that time of the year. It's Halloween. And what we wanted to do was have another contest, another Weeks in Fandom, Weeks Enders contest. And guess what, folks? I'm going to show you the real dealio. Let's zoom in here. I've got a Darth Vader clapper. And when you clap on, Darth says his famous line, "The Force is strong with this one." When you clap off, what does he say, Graeme? What do you think?
Impressive.
You got to know. You underestimate the power of the dark side.
No
right.
way.
So,
He doesn't say that.
Yeah. So this is a prize I really wanted to keep for myself, but we're going to pay it forward, folks, with some.
Ryan, we are
Weekenders
losing.
trivia.
Your bandwidth is dying here.
You're
You're getting all choppy, buddy.
All right. How about now? I'm going to stand still.
It's suddenly better, and
No.
I don't understand why you standing still would make a difference.
I think maybe the clapper was interfering with the hyper mega.
It could be. So, folks, let's talk about how you can win this incredible, unbelievably valuable, undeniably rare prize from Week's End. So, Week's Enders, here's how you do it. If you are watching the show right now, and we're live, it's 2:25 p.m. on Friday the 30th. Friday the 30th. Almost sounds like Friday the 13th, but different. Anyway, all you have to do is answer the following trivia question. In the movie Poltergeist, which arguably scared the hell out of me when I was a kid, I watched it again recently, still freaked me out, still a great movie, classic Spielberg. I love it. But in that movie, there's a very famous scene where Jo Beth Williams, the mother, gets sort of pulled into a swimming pool that is mildly under construction. And there's something about that scene that when she was filming it, she was not aware of. And when she found out later, she was very, very upset. So if you know the answer to that trivia, and you know why Jo Beth Williams was not too pleased when she was done filming the famous pool scene, tweet at us. Let us know. Tweet at Ryan. Do something. And whoever gets the answer right, folks, Ryan is going to send that clapper right to you. So that is your hashtag Week's End Trivia. Give us the answer to that question. I'll repeat it one more time. Poltergeist, pool scene, Jo Beth Williams, not happy. Why?
Exactly. I want to tell you a quick personal story. So you see the clapper and it plugs into your wall outlet and does fun stuff. The thing that freaked me out most about that film when I watched it when I was way too young was the kid, her son, had you know how we used to have the novelty light switch plates? In the film, he has a C-3PO light switch plate. And it sort of zooms in on it on the scene when he turns out the lights to go to bed where the clown hilarity.
Check that out. Oh yeah.
I had that exact same nameplate in my bedroom when I was a kid, and I was like, whoa.
Oh, Ryan, we're getting a call. Hold on. I'm going to see who it is.
All right.
Oh, hey, it's Week's End super fan Gary. Gary, where are you calling in from today? Encino, California. Okay, I don't know what you're doing out there. So, yeah, yeah. Thanks. I know I look amazing in this Armstrong hoodie. Thanks for pointing that out. You have a guess for the trivia, Ryan. Gary's got a guess for the trivia.
Oh,
Here
really?
comes his answer.
It's going to ruin for everybody.
Well, let's see if he wins first. So, okay, I don't think that's right, but I'll find out. So Gary's answer is that the pool was filled with hot chocolate. You know what, Gary? First, that's not only wrong, but I think that says more about you than it does
I
about
think
anything. I
I'm
think I'm
going to
just going to
say
hang
that
up.
might
That's
be a
just creepy.
different film altogether. Maybe I'm not sure about that one. Um,
I don't know what Gary's been watching. I
but
don't
if
like
you
it though.
guys know your horror films and you're geeking out about Poltergeist, either now
Let us
or
know the answer.
let us know. Yeah,
Yeah.
hashtag Weeks End.
What's
Um,
next?
I think that's our show, ladies and gentlemen. Friday, Friday, Friday.
That's it.
We're done.
That's all we've got.
We're done.
We actually did a show
We did a show in 25 minutes, folks.
in
We're getting better
in
at this.
and I actually I don't know what to do now. I'm somewhat stunned by
What are you
this.
gonna
It's
do with the rest of your day? I don't know.
I don't know what to do. I
You
guess
know what I'm gonna
maybe
do? I've got one. This is my one more thing.
I was gonna say we didn't mention
I don't know if
what
you knew
we
that, but if you look over my shoulder, these things are like multiplying like gremlins. And if you haven't watched already, the new season of Mandalorian premieres today. Graeme and I, neither one of us have watched it yet. We weren't prepared to stay up all night and watch it, but that's probably what we're doing with our evening. And I'm going to be watching it with the actual child. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, he's traveling the country and he's staying in our home, of course, this weekend. So,
all right. Let's show ourselves out
let's do it,
with
folks.
our week's end costumes on, folks. Thanks for joining us. This is Space Cadet Noseworthy here, although I suppose it says Armstrong. My gravity has been shut off. As you can see, I am now floating, weightless, in my office. Good God, man, I hate this thing. Cut the broadcast. Cut.